YouTube, what is up? What is up? I have this video today that I want to just change up what it is that I be reacting to instead of streamer drama and um, I guess other things that have been on the channel. I want to talk about this one thing that luxury fashion is for broke people. Now, without too much commentary from me, I just want to say I think the designer scam is exactly that. It's a scam. It is these families putting out clothing, whether it is, Aloe, Lululemon, Chrome Heart, and all this other stuff, that's putting out horrible material clothing that is, nylon fabric, polyester, and all this other garbage. And it's not good for your body, deregulates your hormones, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But just because it is designer, rappers sell it to us, celebrities sell it to us, and our black communities, we just eat it all up, and then we're flexing with the latest Chrome Heart or whatever this or whatever that. So let's just jump into it. Maybe this video is going to be talking about my point. That's just how I feel about it, but whatever. Let's jump up into it.
The rich don't dress like you think they do. They aren't buying Gucci belts, Saint Laurent bags, or Versace robes. The middle class is. Take a look at these 3 bags. 2 are from Walmart and 1 is from Louis Vuitton. Can you tell which one is the luxury brand? Sure, it's easy when the LV logo is plastered all over it, but I lied. One of those other bags isn't from Walmart. It's actually a Birkin worth over $30,000.
Wow.
Mainstream luxury fashion brands have trained us to believe that branding is everything, when in reality, most high-end products are really only status symbols for those that can't afford it. Real luxury hides in plain sight. If you've seen the show Succession, you're probably aware of how one character's featureless $625 cashmere hat helped popularize conversations regarding stealth wealth. While famous movie stars are often pictured in the regular designer brands that you've heard of, like Gucci and Balenciaga, many times they're paid to advertise it.
Exactly what I was saying in the beginning of the video. These people, these puppets, as I should say, are here to show us a idea of what we should be going for. They're wearing these designer clothing to show us, hey, this is a symbol of wealth. This is a symbol of power. And of course, people cannot differentiate, that this is just all brand marketing. And that it has absolutely nothing to do with lavish lifestyles. If you want to have a lavish lifestyle, let's talk about you being healthy. You've got healthy kidneys, healthy functioning body, you're working out, and you might have a good house, but it don't got to be one of them houses that, these modern boxes that has a big ass pool in the backyard so you could be filming MTV crib videos. Like, come on, people. But whatever.
Truly rich, that aren't constantly in the spotlight, have an entirely different kind of wardrobe, one based around minimalism, quality, and fit. For example, those plain gray t-shirts that Mark Zuckerberg wears, they are $400 custom made from Brunello Cucinelli, yet to most people, it looks like it could be from Target. In fact, when the truly rich do wear traditional luxury brands such as Prada and Valentino, they have access to exclusive designs that hide their branding. When most people think of luxury items, they're often reminded of brands that have strong advertising and a recognizable logo or design. Whether that be a Rolex watch, a Lamborghini sports car, or Gucci flip-flops, they're all easily identifiable as luxurious. While billions of advertising dollars have been spent to ingrain that message into your mind, often they aren't the pinnacle of quality by any means. They are simply highly regarded as a status symbol. Like many other animals on Earth, we place value on status symbols as they can project value upon ourselves. Male peacocks use their colorful feathers to attract a mate, penguins collect pebbles to prove their worth, and us humans purchase douchey luxury goods. It's all the same. Status symbols merely attempt to prove that their owner is valuable. The reason we don't see the ultra-rich like Jeff Bezos dripped out in Gucci is because we all know he's rich. He doesn't need to prove it. However, when you see your neighbor or coworker wearing a new designer outfit, you immediately begin to wonder about how they were able to afford it. Turns out, a lot of the time, they can't.
What do you wear?
Huh?
Why do you dress like that? Like that. What's you wearing? You look poor.
In places with great income inequality, those people with lower incomes live under significant social stress. their lower position in the social hierarchy is more obvious and more consequential. In response, some people purchase the kinds of goods that create the impression that they have money to spare, even when they don't. Researchers examined Google search trends across the US and found that people in states with relatively high income inequality were more likely to search for luxury brands than those in other states. You can actually map this correlation, and you can see searches for luxurious brands like Ralph Lauren or items like fur vests had the same breakdown as did the map of income inequality. Despite what we think, that common luxury items are only purchased by the rich, it's actually the lower and middle class consumers that account for nearly half of the luxury goods market globally. People like to criticize those that overspend, yet they don't realize why people do it in the first place. For example, overpriced Air Jordan sneakers are popular amongst young African American men, including those from poor neighborhoods.
And I wouldn't even dare just say young African American men. Like, Jordans, I'm going to be honest with you. Of course, me being a Michael Jordan fan, I think he's the NBA GOAT of basketball. Like Jordans, a good pair of Jordans, you see like all the people wearing them. Except, excuse me, I'm not going to say all the people. Yes, they're young people, but all the, like your thread beast guys, all your hype beast guys and fashion dudes, yes, they have a pair of Jordans. They got a pair of 1s, got a pair of 11s, 12s, some 4s. You know how it goes, man. So that's a great point right there.
Despite the fact that purchasing them might cause more financial stress, for many, it's considered a necessity. Critics of spending above your means on luxury items often fail to recognize the underlying effect that these luxury goods can have. For some, their status in society is insecure. Many people who are low income can't afford to appear like they are low income. It's hard to attract a romantic partner if you look like a broke loser, and good luck getting a good job if you show up at an interview looking like someone who's never had a good job before. The most obvious proof that these luxury items act as a necessary status symbol for the middle class is the sheer number of counterfeits that exist. From New York's Canal Street to China's AliExpress, you'll find no shortage of logo-riddled items. Their quality is usually subpar at best, yet its demand continues to grow. The more extreme income inequality becomes, the more pressure people feel to create the impression that they are succeeding. When the COVID pandemic shut down nearly everything, it caused many middle-class folks to lose their jobs and place significant financial strain on the entire world. You'd think luxury spending would crash during a time of global financial uncertainty, yet the exact opposite happened. Moet?
Yeah, absolutely not. And then another note, with the stimulus packages that were being given out, and this was such a horrible thing. I remember like seeing people, before I was like doing reaction videos. I was doing reaction videos, but I wasn't doing it to like the Charles Fortes, that one lady, and then Ty Boogie. Like, I wasn't looking at those people's pages. It was a lot of African American people in the African American community who needed that money to buy necessities like toilet paper, food, and this and that. Yeah, you're seeing everybody walking around with designer on, with this and that, talking about, yeah, I got this off of Trump, or what are we doing, my people? What are we doing? We make up for a large portion of revenue, and for us to just be wasting it just so we could walk up into an event. And that's the craziest thing to me, is that some of these people have to buy all of that just for one event. And then the next event that comes up, they got to buy a whole new, like, wow. It's crazy. But anyways, let's get back into this.
Hennessy Louis Vuitton, LVMH for short, is the French conglomerate that owns many brands such as Tiffany and Dior. Oddly enough, the last few years has been an incredible growth period for LVMH. Its market cap at one point crossed over $500 billion, and Bernard Arnault, CEO of LVMH, became the richest person alive with a net worth over $200 billion. There's not a singular reason why this happened, but experts point to a few key findings that help tell the story. For one, studies continue to prove that income inequality causes both the rich to consume more luxury goods as they can afford to, but also that poorer individuals similarly consume more as a means to present themselves as successful. Governments across the world also gave out stimulus checks during this period, and many people used it to buy luxury items. Perhaps it's because they didn't know what else to use it for, but studies show it's indicative of a cultural shift regarding how we view luxury. A study from Bain found that Gen Z consumers are starting to buy luxury items some 3 to 5 years earlier than millennials, at 15 years old versus around 18 to 20. Gone are the days where luxury items were exclusively for the rich.
And that's another good point that's in that video. There are kids, like, this happened in my generation. I remember being in middle school and in high school and hearing the rave about Robin jeans, True Religion, Polo, obviously, Ralph Lauren and all that, Jordans and all this and that. And that is incredibly true because we were all trying to get our hands on that stuff from the ages of like maybe 11, 12, all the way up until like 17, 18. So it's like, yeah. But then I think about it, like I hear like my uncles and people who are older, they are like, yeah, man, like I had this and that and when we were seniors. And when you realize that when they were seniors, they were like 17, 18, probably a little bit older because some people was flunking. It's like, yeah, that does make sense. Likewise with the cars and the rentals and stuff like that. They were getting those at the end of high school, not in the beginning of high school. And if they were, like, okay, cool. But we've like, it's become such a status symbol to have designer on. Like it's literally affecting our kids. Our kids don't even want to go to school without a Spray Gram book bag, without a Louis Vuitton book bag, this and that. But like how that one lady said, I forget her name, them kids can't even read and write. It's like, wow. But you got some designer on, all kind of crazy, and it's gonna have you sliding up in DMs. It's ridiculous, man. Anyways.
Now, it's merely a savings goal for younger generations to eventually purchase these items. Buy now, pay later platforms like Afterpay and luxury resale sites like The RealReal offer even more ways for those financially insecure to partake in this illusion.
People have babies with no money all the time. And if you're so worried about it, why don't you stop buying designer clothes, huh?
I buy everything on eBay. It doesn't count when you're wearing Marc Jacobs from Minneapolis.
As younger generations increase their consumption of luxury goods, these products lose their value as a means to signal wealth. Even in The Simpsons, what was supposed to be a cartoon about a lower middle-class family has now done a collaboration with Balenciaga. It's clear that mainstream luxury fashion brands have begun shifting away from targeting the rich and instead towards advertising to the middle class. To rationalize their expensive price relative to quality, these luxury brands are careful to thread the needle between growth and scarcity. Many companies do limited production runs or even destroy their excess inventory to create scarcity. Luxury fashion items have
that was what the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, Xbox Series X was doing, if you guys remember. They had the shipment. They were talking about, oh, we need to issue them in batches, and that created artificial scarcity in the market so that as soon as those things dropped on Walmart, Best Buy, Target, they sold out so fast. Like, people had the bots ready, the scalpers were going crazy. If y'all remember, because I was in that bracket of trying to get a PlayStation 5. Like, I didn't buy my PlayStation 5 months or years after. Like, I bought it, I want to say 2-3 months after it released. And it was hard. Every day I was on the website clicking. And I barely got a damn a PlayStation. But yeah, that's a great marketing pitch. I'm not gonna lie, I want to do more financial videos on this channel because I'm literally trying to upgrade my life. I don't know how YouTube is gonna go with that, but I'm trying to get, I'm trying to get rich, man. There's some things that are happening in my life, like me having to wake up and clock in on a job, and the job is not the problem, but it's just, I don't see that as sustainable, and I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. So guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and tune into the message. Y'all, likewise, start getting financial literacy, start finding high value skills, man, because I'm not going to say everybody has to stop working, but we as young people, if you don't want to be getting up every day, having to go and work on somebody else's time for a little measly $10 an hour, man, come on, bro. Put your hands to work, man. Let's go.
Some of the highest margins across all industries, and they keep it that way through projecting a false sense of exclusivity. The idea that luxury has been diluted by the middle class has resurfaced many discussions regarding two so-called factions of wealth: old money and new money. Old money would be someone like a member of the Walton family who famously founded Walmart, and new money would be someone like your uncle who apparently made millions buying Bitcoin. Being old money suggests a kind of generational familiarity to wealth that doesn't require someone to show it off, compared to new money, which suggests someone didn't grow up rich and has a need or desire to project their newfound wealth. This tension between old money and new money has existed forever, perhaps most famously explored in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. Social media, especially since the show's succession, seems to have really obsessed over the idea that old money is classy and new money is trashy, especially when it comes to how they dress. In the show, when luxury items were worn, they weren't from brands you probably ever heard of, and besides looking well fit and of high quality, they weren't anything unique. They are ridiculously expensive, but only other rich people would know. The show clearly suggests that old money has quiet luxury and new money lacks subtlety.
Oh, Pa, and everyone's laughing up their sleeves about your date.
What? Why?
Why? Because she's brought a ludicrously capacious bag.
What?
What's even in there? Huh?
When we think of mainstream luxury brands, the first thing that comes to mind is often clothing that has its logo plastered all over it, but most fashion brands such as Ralph Lauren or Gucci typically also have a secondary sub-brand or style that lacks any obvious signs of branding, while also being higher quality and more expensive. It's kind of like how tech subscriptions have evolved. You can use the cheaper version with ads, or pay for premium and get a higher quality ad-free experience. Funny enough, an entire fashion subculture has now emerged that tries to emulate the old money aesthetic on a budget, which really just seems to be fashion designs like this. Companies like Zara and H&M have capitalized on this trend, and although to some extent this is just another way of projecting a false sense of status, at least it can be far less expensive and not nearly as obnoxious. It goes without saying that not everyone that purchases flashy luxury items are insecure posers. Some just really like the brand, and that's perfectly fine. Advertising and social media has effectively allowed brands to communicate unique identities around their products, and there's enough variety for everyone to find something they like. There isn't anything inherently wrong with saving up to purchase a luxury item. Often, people do it as a gift to themselves to celebrate an achievement. The problem arises when these are used as a tool to project status, especially during times of economic hardship. While owning a home has become out of reach for
Give me a second, my beautiful people.
many in the middle class, luxury consumption for the same demographic continues to go up. While some may say it's our own fault as our priorities have shifted, perhaps regular folks have merely given up on what used to be attainable, and these luxury brands have done a better job of capitalizing on our insecurities. So the next time you find yourself wanting to splurge on a luxury brand, question the reason you have that desire in the first place. Is it because you actually really like it and think it provides a lot of value per dollar? Or is it something more? Who are you really buying it for? Yourself? Or so that others can see you owning it?
That's deep. That's
Jordan
deep.
Lu.
Wait. Okay, so now a whole nother video started. I'll probably check out bro's video on the next one. But that's a deep question. Are we doing this merely because we want to have the brand, we're fashion fanatics? Or are we doing this to flaunt a status in society? That is something that, yeah, that's a great question. But guys, that's the reaction video. I'm going to have to edit it because I completely forgot to pause on my phone call conversation. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.